Down. What's up, everybody? You are tuned into the Elks Call, your home for Edmonton Elks fan talk. My name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X.
And I'm Katherine.
Coming to you live on Shotgun Sports Network with the replay airing exclusively on Edmonton Sports Talk. What a roller coaster week, but no, what about a roller coaster day?
Yeah, feels like the whole week. I just said to somebody, one of my friends, that it feels like the last 5 months were condensed into 1 week for some reason. So
I feel like all of the bad luck that we could have accumulated, we kind of accumulated it over the last 24 hours. So very interesting week for us. Obviously started with Edmonton Elks Fan Day. We will be talking about that because we had an absolute blast over at Fan Day. Very exciting episode, though. Yeah. This is going to be a good one, and we can't thank you enough for riding with us here at the Elks Call and the Elks Herd. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and favorite buttons, as that is how you show some love around here at Shotgun Sports Network. All right, let's talk about this schedule.
That's it.
It's not as stacked as it usually is, I would say, but I think we still have.
It'll come up.
We got quite a bit to talk about. For our schedule today, we are going to open up with The More You Didn't Know, where we chat with our guest. Next, we're going to give you Kathy's Herd Report, where we bring you the latest news, transactions, and everything else from Double E Land. After that, we're going to give you an Edmonton sports update, and then we will play some green or gold, our take on hot or not. And then finally, we are going to wrap up this episode with a fan forum where we talk about the hottest topics surrounding the Edmonton Elks and the CFL world as a whole. And this episode is named Fan Forum, so pretty cool one. Why don't we just talk to Will about this now? Let's get this show started with The More You Didn't Know. This segment is brought to you by Royal Retros. If you like throwbacks, you'll love Royal Retros. They are the throwback kings, and they have CFLPA merchandise, CFL inspired merchandise, and fans have been loving Royal Retros for years. We know you will too. Go check them out. That's royalretros.com, sponsor for this segment and this episode. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show Argos Fancast co-host and Double Blue, not
Whoa.
Double E, Double Blue historian. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Will Gertler.
Hi, guys.
Hey, buddy. Royal Retros, you know a thing or two about those guys.
Yep. Found them out about, 3-4 years ago. I'm like, oh, wow, somebody's selling retro CFL merchandise, and I could actually get a custom Argo jersey. I think I bought 3 jerseys off of them, including a Memphis Mad Dogs Damon Allen jersey, and bought a Montreal Concord one for my dad, and love those guys.
Royal Retro's great stuff. I believe I've seen you in the Memphis Mad Dogs jersey and that throwback. I believe it's called the Boatman or something like that on the website. So
yeah.
Good stuff. Super thankful to have you on the episode today, man. We know that it's not a traditional maybe Elks Call episode, but you have some of the most knowledge when it comes to the Double Blue, the Toronto Argonauts. So for our viewers and listeners, if you'd like to get a comment or question onto the show, throw it in the herd chat. You know what to do. Question number 1, though. Every football fan has that first memory or moment that started their journey in fandom. So what kind of started your journey?
Well, my family were all CFL fans, so I remember getting dragged to the Argo games in the early 90s when it was the Rocket and Pinball and Matt Dunnigan, and I basically grew up with it in Toronto, which is kind of rare for people someone my age demographic. First Argo memory, honestly, is being at a game where they actually got shut out by Calgary. It turns out it was the game where Rocket Ishmael stepped on a Calgary player's foot or head or something. So
I heard the legends of this, yes.
I have not. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
funny. So, but even besides that, the stories and all of that, we know that the Toronto Argonauts are the CFL's oldest football team with the richest history. Was this a factor in becoming an Argos fan, or was it just mostly, family ties and traditions?
I don't think so. I mean, I was just born into it here. I mean, honestly, my family's all from outside of Toronto, so it's a mixture of Alouettes and Rough Rider, like Ottawa Rough Rider fans. So,
Mhm.
I just grew into it like all the other Toronto sports teams.
Fair, fair. I have a question about that later on.
See,
Because
but that makes sense when when you grow into it and you're in the area.
But see, I'm somebody that grew up in Fort McMurray, grew up as a Leafs fan somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow, that's a
And of course there are Leafs fans that there are people living in Toronto that are not Leafs fans. They're Buffalo Sabres
Right.
fans.
Montreal fans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's cool that obviously you grew into it, but you also accepted it when you were younger as well. Now, I know that you had just mentioned stadiums, but did you happen to see any games in Exhibition Stadium or see anything in Exhibition Stadium?
If I did, I don't remember.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was
Yeah.
2 years old when they moved out of there, so
Yeah,
my
that was
earliest memories are Skydome.
all Skydome, and then of course BMO. So I guess out of those stadiums that you've seen the Argos playing at home, at their home, which one's your favorite?
I do like the outdoor environment at BMO. We've been incredibly lucky in the 10 years that we haven't had a bad weather game. We've had a bit of rain, bit of snow, but really you've avoided that. And I mean, it just feels more like a football stadium than Skydome.
BMO is a pretty magical place. It's interesting how they built it with the sidelines, right?
Have I been to
Yeah.
Skydome?
Blue Jays.
Was that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Katherine is a little bit newer to the sports landscape. So.
Well, no, and I've only been to Toronto twice,
Yeah.
so because of that, I don't really I know which ones. I know BMO.
But see, like us growing up, like Will and I growing up, it was always Skydome. Like
Mhm.
even my
Like,
mom.
See, and that I couldn't imagine. Now that I've been to a Blue Jays game and I know that stadium, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see a football game being played there.
Yeah, and Will has seen a lot of games.
That's interesting.
They did a lot of renovations to that stadium in the last few years, and I think they basically eliminated any of the old football infrastructure in doing so.
So now it makes more sense as a baseball kind of field when you don't really see anything else. So that's interesting. But
what was your favorite? Sorry. What was your favorite game that you've seen at the Skydome?
Well, I mean, I was at the 100th Grey Cup.
Magical one.
Goes without saying, the Argos, won the 100th Grey Cup, and we felt like the team mattered in the city for at least a week. But I was kind of at Game 6 of the 93 World Series. So, sorry, CFL, that's going to trump it. Seeing your team win a World Series.
Yeah.
Insane. That would have been wild.
That would have been. But okay, let's go back to the CFL. And I do agree that BMO, it's a better stadium. And another reason why is because of all the parking around the area that you're able to utilize, even part of it. And that's one of our favorite parts, which is the tailgate. So what can you say about tailgating in Toronto?
Well, it did grow up. It did grow organically. I mean, we had a bit of tailgating around Skydome, but those lots kept getting built over by condos. The team did try its own tailgate when they opened the stadium, when they moved to BMO for the first few years. It didn't really, I guess the costs of running it outweighed the benefits. So they stopped that, and some fans, organically started a tailgate 2017 or so, and it's grown. And Katherine's right. I mean, not every city. I mean, in Edmonton, you have that parking lot, which is, good, but it's a bit smaller in size. Whereas in Toronto, yeah, we have a fair size where enough people, if they want to, can get their barbecue set up, and it has really grown in the last, 10 years.
Well, and the amount of space that you guys have to work with is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now even Drake sometimes disrupts this tailgate, so it might not necessarily be like the most permanent or maybe consistent solution, let's say,
No.
because sometimes you do have those disruptions, but it's so cool to see how that is expanding and how it's getting bigger, not only in the CFL, but in Toronto as well, like Ginger Argo and the crew. That's how we met Doug. It's you guys are doing a great job of building it up, and I think it'd be great to showcase all of the leagues, their tailgates. Like you take a look at even Saskatchewan, they've just approved tailgates. Like some teams can't even really get there, right? So what BMO has is amazing. It's a fantastic amount of space to work with. That's for darn sure. But
I mean, Hamilton has a good one too. I mean, Calgary, they like to say they're the best one. And yeah, unfortunately, some of the cities like Montreal or Ottawa, their stadiums just aren't built in a location that allows for it. But they try their own way to make it fun.
yeah, like you look at BC, right? And BC has that street party that they do as a tailgate. They call it a tailgate, and once a year they shut down the streets and they make it basically a block party. If you're going to advertise that, I wouldn't even say the words tailgate, because I don't even
you're
think
not tailgating at that point.
There's not a single truck in there serving shawarma or hot dogs or whatever out of the back of it. We're talking about a street party, a block party, right? So to be a true tailgate, and yes, we have seen the Calgary one. Calgary's is pretty good, but I think that Toronto, the fact that they have that momentum kind of going and they can build off of that, I'd love to see where it's at, and even 5 years from now, and amongst the rest of the league and along with the rest of the league. But we know that the tailgate has been growing, but fan interest in Toronto, and you already kind of alluded to that. Why, what do you do with the Toronto Argonauts? How do you solve those attendance woes? Because, and I don't know, I look at it and I see the efforts that they've done. I see the Buffalo Bills deal that they've done for that cross promotion. I see a couple of the incentives and initiatives that they've done along with giveaways, XYZ, but it seems that Toronto Argonauts, when they get that momentum, it seems to stall. So what do you think, Will?
Well, I mean, the team, they do try to sell, let's say 3 out of the 9 home games. Like, they'll make a concentrated effort to sell those games. And it does work to some degree. So it's just frustrating why they can't seem to do that for 9 out of 9. Bring that effort to bear. Because, I mean, we get the CNE game every year. They push, close to 20,000 people. And a couple other games a year, they push to 20,000. But if they're not pushing that particular game, they seem to be stuck at this 14 to 15,000 people. And it's, I mean, the history of the Argos and their problems in Toronto are probably 50 years old now. So we need a marathon show to discuss it all. But they're just out of sight, out of mind for too many people in Toronto. Part of that is, I would say, it's the CFL, the Argos' fault, for their promotional advertising budget. And some of it is, some people in Toronto just have that attitude against the CFL. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I grew up, if I had to guess how many people I went to high school with who I could actually ask to go to an Argo game with and not get a snicker, 5 maybe.
Yeah. And I feel like it's also so like sports concentrated, right? There's so many other leagues within Toronto
Saturated, yeah.
It's saturated. That's the word that I was looking for. Sometimes I feel like some other leagues take precedence over CFL, and it's part of that, the advertising, the lack of marketing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly the hockey, baseball, and basketball take precedent. Soccer to the TFC. I mean, on the surface of it, they do get more fans in the stadium. So I think there is that illusion they're more popular in the market, but their TV ratings are also in the toilet.
Yeah.
Um,
Where the CFL actually does all right with the TV ratings.
They do. Same with Toronto. It's just they can't get people. Everybody has an excuse. Oh, it's too much traffic to get downtown, or this game's on a Thursday night at 7:30. Everybody's just looking for an excuse. Where I kind of feel like you just have to suck it up and get down there.
Well, and especially with the population in the GTA. And I'm not going to say that we don't hear similar. Like, all of my friends, same deal. I'm like, yeah, come to the Edmonton Elks. Well, and now at this point, enough of my friends have known me for long enough that they know who I am. They know they're most likely going to get asked at this point. But even one of our good friends that went to a game with me, the Rouge, the Win by Rouge,
right?
Jake Julian game.
Yes, I remember.
He even snickered at me like 5 or 6 years ago, right? But it depends on how the team impacts the community. And I will say that the Double E are doing a heck of a job in trying to make that impact. I don't know how much of that I really see from the Toronto Argonauts outside of the other MLSE teams, right? And I think that the Toronto Argonauts are probably one of the teams that maybe does even try to do more of that. It's just when you don't have the backing for it, or when the focus is elsewhere within the organization, what do you do?
I mean, in people's points, I have also been, I have experienced Toronto traffic, and it is insane. So in many ways, I get it.
On a good day, like let's say a bad day, traffic day, because of where I live in Toronto, we have the 407, like the toll highway. I could get to a game like the Hamilton Stadium in maybe equal or slightly, 5-10 minutes more than BMO. That's how ridiculous it is. And
for sure.
It's not great. Like, whereas in Edmonton, you can take the light rail, it drops you off right outside your stadium. Where BMO is, from where I live, I'd have to take the subway downtown and then hop on a GO train for one stop.
Yeah.
So I find myself driving most of the time, and it can be an hour. If it's a Thursday night, like our home opener this year, that's going to be 55-60 minutes just to get down.
And we have parked right downtown before. We have managed to get good parking in certain circumstances, but another thing is that the GO train will sometimes randomly not be working for the game, which is what we ran into, I believe, when we went down for the 100th game. Well, we'll talk about that one in a moment. But when we went down for the 100th game versus the Double E versus Argos at home, obviously in Toronto, I believe the GO train wasn't even working at that point. So it's interesting, right? It's an interesting spot for BMO as well. But I think if you can make an excuse to go to a Blue Jays game or a Raptors game or a Leafs game, and BMO is technically more accessible to get to, I don't see where you can make that excuse. Go support your football team.
Well, and at the end of the day, and we know this and we have seen this, a lot of it has to do with winning. So correct me if I'm wrong, Will, but perhaps the major part of the Argonaut success and being able to draw in more crowds is the constant appearances in Grey Cups. That's probably will increase the attendance they see, is being able to participate or getting to the point that they're in the playoffs and then the Grey Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't. I mean, the last 5 years, except for last year, they were pretty successful, and it really. I mean, it's moving the needle slightly,
Interesting,
but not like, 1,000 fans here, 1,000 fans there. And I know it may be a long-term build, but it just gets frustrating to see a half-empty stadium.
Oh, we know.
That would be. Especially because, when you have such a nice, good streak, you would figure that it would draw in a bigger crowd.
Well, and they were with Chad Kelly at quarterback getting the wins. That's when I think they had an attendance record in the playoffs, I want to say, for what's that, 2023?
Or 2020. Yes, 2023. I think they had, for BMO at least, they had an attendance record.
Yeah, so I mean, they can move the needle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not. I could make the Chad Kelly joke now, but we're not even going to touch it. We're not even going to touch it.
People will go if it's a playoff game and it's promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they did, right? They heavily promoted that, and it was applauded around the league. That attendance was applauded around the league. It was great, and it was great to see. I've told Clay this. I've told somebody else this, I'm sure, on this show, but I would have been an Argonauts fan if I wasn't a Double E fan. That was kind of the team that I chose first, and it's because they're frequently successful. They are very similar to the Double E, except they're another Toronto team, right? And I love Toronto teams too, apparently. So
yeah,
but
for me, it's the colors. I love the colors.
You love the double blue.
Sorry,
but we love the Double E here, so you cannot like it that much. But let's talk Grey Cups, man. You've seen a lot, and we did get to see you even in 2023 at BC. Well, in BC, but I want to say at the convention center specifically. So that was a good Grey Cup. But what is your favorite Grey Cup?
Oh, sorry. I think 24 in BC was, I think it was just, wasn't a surprise necessarily that we made the game. Just in retrospect, it was a surprise that we beat Winnipeg so badly.
That was 24. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and what a crazy game. Winnipeg was, I think, the favorite going in.
Yeah.
So you think that one was your all-time favorite?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the first festival I had got to enjoy in a while, because I had skipped out a bunch of years in Grey Cup, and yeah, you go there, it feels different when your team's in it because you can kind of go into the parties with pride. It's like, my team's playing on Sunday, yours is not.
But are you stressed?
Pardon?
Are you stressed though for that week?
I think by can't remember if it's sort of by Saturday or Sunday you start to get stressed. But I felt I was more stressed in 17 in Ottawa than I was in 24 against BC. But yeah, you're definitely Sunday morning. You're definitely stressed. So there is something to enjoying Grey Cup if your team's not in it. Mm-hmm. But it's also, you lose something in the atmosphere if.
Oh man, even back in 2015 when the Double E were in the Grey Cup game, I was at a bachelor party in Banff, and it was, believe it or not, that's all that anybody could talk about in Jasper. It was either Jasper or Banff, but that's all that we could talk about the entire time was it's the Grey Cup weekend. The Double E are in it. And you have Riders fans that are, of course, getting obnoxious, just like you would see at any Grey Cup festival. But, we haven't gotten to experience that at a Grey Cup festival yet. It's amazing that you have gotten to. I will say that for us, it was less stress.
I think that perhaps maybe something really comparable is, let's say that the Double E makes it to the Grey Cup this year in Calgary. Yeah. I think that would be stressful. I think that would be a stressful one, even if it's not against Calgary, but just because you don't want to lose in Calgary, right? It's
you guys, Edmonton's won there before, but I mean, and you're going to a hostile environment too, right? Calgary is your big rival, and It was
Yeah,
kind of
but
yeah.
you're also stoked, right? Because that's your rival. So therefore you're walking in and you're like, even more so, like you said earlier, my team's in it, yours
Yours
isn't.
is
And
not.
the salt factor, it'd be a very
Yeah.
salty city for that weekend.
Yeah, there's yeah, I mean, it felt this like 23 when we lost that Eastern final. We would have played in Hamilton in their stadium, and yeah, that was kind of. But Hamilton fans are really happy they dodged that bullet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But okay, so before we get into the more controversial questions, just a quick little fun one. Who's your favorite player currently, and maybe in the
Currently,
past as well?
current or historic?
Both.
Both.
Let's do both.
Okay, so historic. I don't know if you guys remember Byron Parker. DB, I think he played at Edmonton for a bit.
Sorry, who is it again?
Byron Parker.
Byron Parker.
He was a cornerback, like 2006.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will have to dig
Argos brought him in, and I think he was like an NCAA slam dunk champion, and they put him at quarterback, and he just started picking everything off for touchdowns. And I think he still holds the league record for most touchdowns in a season I think most pick sixes by a cornerback in league history. So he's my favorite historic. Currently, I don't even think I have one on the team.
Oh,
So much change.
There has been a lot of
That's
change.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, like I
So
don't even
much
know. Like
change.
I haven't been in it enough to really look at other teams' rosters.
Mhm.
So yeah, I wouldn't even know. Or even
I don't even know. Same thing with other teams. I know the Stars, but
Mhm.
Yeah, that's because I haven't dug into Toronto Argonauts either.
So if there would be one player that you think will do the most for the current team, even if it's
Ooh.
not your favorite player, but you think that it will be the MVP of the Toronto Argonauts this year, who do you
Lamonte Coxie, receiver.
Yeah, he's been doing good over these last couple of years. He's definitely a weapon out there, and especially if Chad Kelly comes back, spins that thing to him, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, they did have a good chemistry.
Yeah.
23 and 24.
Bring it back. I mean, Argonauts. The Argonauts are that team that you never count out. They're like the EE used to be. Like you don't know when the Argonauts are going to be bad. You also don't know when they're going to be good, but expect them.
No.
You know?
Well, I think you never, as you said, you never know with the Argos, but I think they're going to have to stay healthy. I mean, you could say that for every team, but I just don't know how much depth there is behind
Yeah, like
some of the starters, which are, is decent on paper.
That's fair.
no, we know the EE are deep in certain pockets, in certain positions.
Yeah.
We say it every year. Looks good on paper. We'll see how it translates.
We're never
I
right.
just don't think there were no free agents really that filled the Argos' needs this year. Like I know they needed like a pass rush guy, but I looked around, like there was nobody, there was no guy who I saw, okay, he's gonna get 10 sacks or anything like that.
Well, and that's the interesting thing about free agency too, because you could get on it right away and overpay, or you could get on it right away and now set the market in an unreasonable way, which the EE have once again also been a part of. I don't recall the Argonauts, doing that too often, except for maybe in the marquee player days.
I mean, the Argos did spend quite a bit of money, maybe 2-3 years ago in free agency, but that was only because it was the year that Kelly was still on his rookie contract, so they could load up under the cap. But I mean, their current personnel, Jim Barker and John Hufnagel, they don't like to dabble too much in a free agency, which is fair, but you have to be able to recruit successfully in that case, which sometimes I don't think Barker is the best at.
I'll reserve my comments on Barker, but I will say that John Hufnagel is a heck of a pickup for the Toronto Argonauts.
Yeah.
very surprised that they picked him up. Very surprised that Calgary let him go.
Well, I mean, Calgary keep hearing how that organization is. Well, I don't know enough to say whether it's dysfunctional, but you've heard certain things over the last couple of years, so maybe it's not as surprising.
Oh,
They did get back to the playoffs last year, but
very dysfunctional building, right, Will?
they have good hot dogs.
There you go.
Sitting there watching a football game is not bad. But yeah, the underlying the infrastructure of the stadium, is seen its better days.
Yeah, totally agree.
Mhm.
You know what hasn't seen its greatest days yet, because the greatest days are yet to come. Argofans.com, which is the fan forum you've managed and maintained, aka webmaster, for many years. So can you tell us more about Argofans.com?
Oh, it's more just a discussion board for fans to chime in on whatever topics they want. Discussion boards are kind of Twitter kind of overtook it, but we still have core of people who like to chat Argos football.
Probably better than Twitter.
Well,
Really.
yeah, less toxic.
Yeah,
Way less toxic. We used to even have a massive presence, and we are using other platforms now. Let's just say that we are not associated with the elksherd.ca forums. That's not us. But argofans.com is Will. Have they been talking about the CFL rule changes over at argofans.com?
yes.
Oh.
What's the tea?
I don't think as many people are against it as you might think on there. So I kind of two minds. Like the rule changes that were announced last fall, I'm at least willing to see how they play out, even if I don't necessarily care for them. At the end of the day, whatever, I'll see what a shorter field does. I'll see what this play clock does. And the Rouge kind of needed to be addressed in some way. So that I'm not losing my mind over.
Mm-hmm.
But these playoff format changes, that really soured. I'm really sour on that, and maybe it has actually soured me on the other rule changes too. The only way this playoff format makes sense to me is if they have teams lined up for expansion, and we've been talking about getting a 10th team in this league for a long time, and nothing's happened. So it's how can you justify putting 8 out of 9 teams in the playoffs? It's the kind of stuff they laugh at us for.
Right. That's very, very fair. That's something we've talked about. I mean, I think the CFL was already being laughed at for allowing 6 out of 9 teams in, and here we are now with 8 out of 9 teams. So I can understand where the displeasure comes from.
And one of the topics that we had last week in our fan forum was regarding how many changes in such a short span of time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they should have just let it breathe a little bit for some of these changes before implementing more and more and more?
We never thought of it that way, but I think you're right. Implement 1 or 2 changes first. See how it goes. Because maybe there is a lot of hot air on social media, but you have alienated plenty of people.
Well, and you're a traditional fan, Will. I mean, from a lot of the CFL fans that we know, we do know a lot of traditionals right here in the city of Champions, but you're a traditional CFL fan. You're somebody that is willing to give these changes a chance, but I think we can also both appreciate accepting a change, digesting it, and then maybe moving on to the next one.
If it works.
If it works, right? If it's a positive thing, but change is tough. I don't know you that well, but if you're a traditional fan, change isn't exactly seen as the biggest positive immediately.
Well, the question is, are any of these change like who are these changes intended to target? And
Is it us?
no, I mean we're the converted. Are these changes going to convince Joe Blow in Toronto who thumbs his nose at the CFL to watch it all of a sudden? I don't think so, because the CFL hater will always move the goalposts. Well, no pun intended, because that's one of the changes. But
That's good.
They always find something to hate about the league.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen such a the CFL hater always needs to make sure they hate the league, and I don't understand it.
Yeah. You know what? That's one of my favorite ways that anybody has talked about all of these changes, that, just the way that you phrased it, that really, who are these changes for? And seeing that they're trying to attract this demographic, are these changes really going to make a difference?
Mm-hmm.
Which
I don't know what kind of, did they do any more market research? Did they go to a CFL hater and say, would you be more likely to watch the league if it was 100-yard end zones or whatever they're going with? But it's, Stuart Johnston's trying to make a stamp on this league, and he's pissing people off along the way.
It is, and especially the traditionals, which I believe in a gate-driven league, you need to keep your hardcores and your traditionals, right? Now, at the same time, to expand that, you need to make some changes. So we will see where these land. We do know that there was some displeasure voiced over at the Argos Fancast, which is a very entertaining podcast right here on Shotgun Sports Network. Can you tell us more about the Argos Fancast, Will?
So it's actually our 10th season with Clay, Doug, and I hosting, and it's a seasonal one. We don't do it during the winter too much, but after each game, we'll recap with the good, bad, and the ugly. Go through what went well, what didn't. Go through some news of the league. Preview the next game. We have our sort of play the CFL pick'em, where we pick both the outright winner and whether they'll cover. We give the worst fantasy advice in CFL, although I finished 5th in CFL Fans Fight Cancer last year, so
that's not that bad. That's a big group too.
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst anymore. For everybody, that will be up once CFL puts it up.
Yeah,
CFL Fans Fight Cancer again, and then on the Argos Fancast, we'll just go through CFL social media, and sometimes we're satirizing things and just catching the pulse of what's going on, and like 3 guys talking a bar about their team, and we try to focus a bit on the league as well.
Love it.
It's one of my favorite shows on the network. They're all my favorites. I'll say that.
You can't say
all
that.
All the shows are my favorites, but I do listen.
He says that to everybody.
I do listen into the Argos Fancast. You can attest. Great episode. I know you guys have an episode coming out here right away, so that's going to be really exciting. Make sure if you are an Argonauts fan and listening to the Elks Call, go check it out. And if you're an Edmonton Elks fan and want to know what's going on in Argos land, also go check it out. One last question here. What do you think comes first, Will? Do you think it is CFL Fantasy, or do you think it's the CFL app? Because I believe inquiring minds would like to know.
Oh, it's going to be CFL Fantasy goes up first.
Probably.
We'll get it done in the next week or so. CFL app, we haven't had in years?
Yeah,
we had at one point.
What's another couple months, right?
Oh, I know. We don't even have a functional stats database, so it's yeah.
I feel like they need to work on their actual website first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hasn't changed in years.
No.
Do they
And-
finally have all the draft picks up now?
Oh. Do they have a rights stats?
Oh,
At any time.
well,
It's
we could keep salted all night, my man. Fantastic combo, but we don't want to take any more of your time because, as we know, you did just finish recording Argos Fancast, and it's a little bit later out there in Toronto. So
yeah, 10:15.
yeah, no big deal, right? Where can our viewers and listeners find you online?
So you can find me on Twitter at ArgoFans, or check out www.argofans.com. That's pretty much it.
I love it. I'm going to go check it out. I'm interested.
Go check it out. Also, I know that we were supposed to talk a lot more history, but we try to not take it for too long. So we'll be sure to have you on again, Will. Can't thank you enough for spending your time with us here tonight, and can't wait to see you again right here on Shotgun Sports Network.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot, brother.
Thank
Check you later.
Will. Have a good
Thanks.
night.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
And that was Will Gertler of the Argos Fancast and argofans.com. He owns the .com on that.
Yeah.
That's a powerful .com.
It was available.
He's master of his domain, the webmaster of his domain. Wow, great conversation. Always a good time. Absolutely hilarious. We could probably pick away on things all night. He's great stuff, great insight, and knows a lot about the Toronto Argonauts, and we didn't even scratch the surface. So big thanks to Will Gertler once again for joining us tonight. This is the Elks Call. We are the Elks Herd. Shout out you, the viewer, the listener, for riding with us here at Shotgun Sports Network. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and favorite buttons, all that good stuff to show some love. I think we got a couple of comments here in the herd chat.
Game day, baby. 2 days.
Let's
baby.
go. 2 days, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Also, I haven't hit the applause in a while. We also have Hamilton Sports Central. What up, Rick? Hello, Scout and Katherine.
He is asking, how's the Elks Camp going?
Elks Camp has been good. Why don't you want to just talk about it?
Let's get into it.
Alrighty.
New segment. Not new segment. The next segment.
The next segment. The next segment is Kathy's Herd Report, where we talk about recent news, transactions, and everything else.
You look scared for a second.
Today's we had enough changes today. That's like it's the day has been no sorpresa. I don't want it. We're not doing it. Please don't. It is a Kathy's Herd Report. Thank the Lord. Today's Herd Report is brought to you by the Rouge, White, and Blue podcast. Oz and Joe have you covered on the latest happenings in the CFL from across multiple borders. American stock and Canadian football. Rouge, White, and Blue only on Shotgun Sports Network. All right. What do we got?
Yeah, not much.
Well, we have Fan Day to talk about.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Fan Day. We'll talk about the last bit of the camp, the Elks Camp. But before we get into that, there were a few transactions, not many. May 16th, the Elks added American offensive lineman Eric Cade. And on May 17th, they added an American defensive lineman, B.J. Thompson, and American wide receiver, Ife Adeye.
Yeah, interesting.
He was released. Sorry, he was not added. He was
He
released.
was released.
So, and that's pretty much it since last week for transactions.
Yeah, only 3 transactions really. Eric Cade, that's going to be a guy to keep an eye out on. Came in with some pretty good acumen. So I believe that he, even though being most likely brought in as a jobber, he is most likely gonna make a little splash, and we might, who knows, we might even see him this Saturday. I before we get there, let's talk about this past Monday.
Yes.
Edmonton Elks Fan Day. What a freaking blast. Wasn't that great?
It was good. It was really good. I think it's nice having that. Has Fan Day always been during, like, before the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Always been?
It should be. I want to say maybe one year they might have had it a little bit closer or in right at the beginning of or in the middle of the season or something weird. I feel like there was one year where there was a weird day for fan day, but this one, yeah, like Spruce Grove, that was an amazing time.
Yeah, the reason why I asked is because it makes sense to have it before the season starts because it really kicks in the excitement.
Of course.
And you started feeling that with the players,
Yeah.
started getting excited about it, talking to fans. The fans started getting excited about it. The weather was beautiful, so you could really feel the energy around the stadium, the field, sorry, for that. So it was nice. It was nice talking to everybody.
There's two fields, the CDMFA field and the Elks practice field. You know, they kind of kept that Elks practice field especially for them.
Which I thought it was a
section
really
off.
smart thing to do. Last year they had it in different fields, but the second field was outside of the arena or the area that the fan day was. And I feel like at least by having them side by side, you had the extra foot traffic. You had all the parents that were watching the kids play, and like it looked busy. It looked lively.
It definitely added to the attendance, I think, but I think it also added to the experience. And then, of course, the Edmonton Elks playing football with the kids.
Yeah, that's cool.
Every single kid wanted
I
to catch a
know.
ball from one of the
I
Edmonton
know.
Elks, right? That's how you make heroes. That's how you tie together that grassroots movement. And I know that we've talked about it on this show, even as frequently or as early as even last season, right? I don't think it's going to be a topic on this show going forward.
Yeah.
What the Edmonton Elks are doing for the grassroots movement.
They are doing it.
Like between E-Selects,
they're doing great.
How they're pulling off Fan Day, trying to grab fans from the burbs, trying to include fans from the burbs, build upon their brand like that. It's a great marketing move, sure, but for the community and building stronger communities, making that green and gold day in Spruce Grove, that was sweet. Spruce Grove took it very seriously. The amount of activities that there were, the bouncy castles or inflatable fortresses, as I like to call them, face painting. There was food trucks. There's food in and out of Fear Sports Park. A lot of partners. Of partners, right? You even knew some partners there.
Yeah.
We knew some partners there.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to really experience it as an outsider because we were doing our own thing. Which it made me kind of sad because they had some activations going on. They had go around and get some stamps for, I think there was a prize or something if you got all your stamps. So like that's smart too. Like that's smart marketing because it adds engagement to it. It makes people excited to go and visit all of the different vendors and see what's around instead of just standing around and not really engaging,
waiting for autographs. Yeah. But I can say that I've been the guy to walk around, check everything out. Like back when they did it at Clark, I want to say like 2019 or something like that, 2018, somewhere in there. Went to a fan day, and it was sweet. It signals the beginning of the football season and everything. But just kind of walked around, stared, kind of waved at some people and said hi. Maybe got some autographs. I definitely got my autographs. Always got my autographs. I too much signed stuff now, but and I still think that's why for us we were like, okay, let's do media row, let's interview fans, let's interview players, and let's celebrate that together to kind of make a really fun piece of content. So that's what we did. It was great talking to everybody. We gave away around 200 stickers, so gave away tons of stickers, which was great. Had an absolute blast, and the Elks didn't quite do a scrimmage like they normally would. They would do much like Will was talking about with that blue versus blue game or white versus blue or whatever. For us, we usually have a green versus gold game. They did that scrimmage the day before.
Yeah.
So,
well, they couldn't do it in that field because of the turf.
The turf was pretty nasty out there. Yeah.
They just couldn't. They cannot afford any injuries at this point.
No.
We saw that last year, and it was unfortunate. No repeats.
Yeah, no Curtis. That signaled the beginning of a really long season for the Edmonton Elks last year, especially not being able to come out of the gate, which is in that video. Recommend everybody goes on to YouTube. Check us out at Shotgun Sports Network, LTD. And we do have that fan day video up, but a lot of the players said, Fan Day is part of that excitement to get the season going, but to start fast. That's what they want to do this season. Going into the upcoming regular season, they want to start fast. Just fly out of the gate. We do have some pictures, I believe, right?
We do. You're going to have to talk about them because our listeners are just going to experience a little bit of silence. And we don't want that. Yeah, we have a couple of pictures over here. There's the first one. You are feeding a little Timbit to
Nanook.
I don't know, man. I'm going to keep my words to myself.
You miss Spike?
I miss Spike.
Where is our neo? What is it? Neo punk?
New metal.
New metal. There it is.
Where is our new metal?
New metal.
Elk. I miss him. I mean, this guy's cute, and I get it. You know, he picks up the heartstrings of the traditionals. I want to say elderly, but just kidding.
I'm not that old yet.
All right, do you explain this one?
Ed Hervey talking to Chris Morris, which is pretty cool. I like that one. It's pretty classic, right? Yeah, pretty sweet one. I wanted to capture that moment. We've captured a couple of those. This is Jabunier, I believe, number 96.
Number 96. It's a cool picture.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Cody Fajardo holding the ball. That's the next one.
I'm trying.
Oh, you got a slide option down here. That's pretty sweet.
I should have been more prepared.
So, because you could have added it into the slide. Oh, gotcha.
Cody Fajardo. That is also a really sweet picture. And lastly,
Carter Kettle.
We have Carter Kettle, who was our guest last week.
Thank you so much for enjoying these pictures, everybody, and shout out Game Day Baby. Let's go, Ken. Let's go, man. Fantastic. Really, really fun. It was a blast. If anybody did swing by and come say hi, really appreciate it. Gave away some Timbits as well. I feel like the Timbits was kind of what drew everybody over.
Of course.
It wasn't us. It was the Timbits.
That was smart. Smart of you.
It happens. Hey. You also came through on a lot of things, including camera duties and whatnot. So great teamwork. Yeah. But speaking of team, the Double E have a game coming up.
Yeah, Saturday, May 23rd against BC in Langford, BC at 2 p.m. Pacific time. What does it show Pacific here?
Because
we have Pacific time on our computer.
So it is 5 p.m. 3.
It would be 3 p.m.
Oh yes, that's right. This would actually be 3 p.m. because they did change they changed the time. Great. I mean, let's get this
it's a Saturday, but
we want to celebrate. I don't think that's. Let's just talk about the game because it is in Langford. It is at Starlight Stadium.
What are your expectations?
I expect us to lose.
Well, are they having
Nathan
Rourke? Yeah.
Nathan Rourke
is he starting?
Yes, he will most likely start for a quarter at least.
Well, I mean, we're expecting Cody Fajardo to do the same.
Not in BC. But actually no, I'll take that back because
just for a quarter?
Maybe for a quarter because it is one of those remote site games, so because of the novelty on that.
Right.
The teams usually like to start the starting quarterback for a quarter each. It's just like the Northern kickoff. Michael Riley, everybody drink it. Michael Riley started, and so did Darian Durant. So same deal when it comes to this game. I wouldn't be surprised Cody Fajardo may be traveling for this one.
Right.
Very interesting. We'll see what happens with it. But how's the former Ticats looking? Great question. Hamilton Sports Central. I can tell you that Coulter Woodmansey is a great guy. He's awesome stuff. Got to chat with him as per that video on Shotgun Sports Network. And Jordan Murray's looking like a pretty big beast out there on the line. Brendan Bordner seems to be fitting in. The guys are doing good. They are being taken care of well here. And we hope to see some of them play this Saturday at 3 p.m. Starlight Stadium. Woo!
Starlight Stadium.
I'm excited. I believe it's Starlight Stadium. I could be wrong, but I'm excited. What am I expecting? I'm expecting our defense. I'm expecting, if anything, I think the defense will hold for at least 3 quarters. Based on what I've seen at training camp here in Edmonton and how our defense is performing against what should be a good offense. Our defense has been flying out there, but once again, we're talking about our backups to the backups playing in this game. So what are you expecting, Catherine?
I'm expecting both teams to have tons of fun.
No. We don't accept that answer here.
I'm not sure. I really don't know what to expect. I find that the preseason games could go either way. It's really hard. I mean, I unfortunately did not get a chance to go to training camp, so I did not get to see a lot of these players train and on the field. So I'm really not too sure what to expect. I don't know what to expect, but I know from previous experiences that it could go either way. So I think we won't know until we see those depth charts and we know a little bit better as to who's against who and what's happening.
Like, didn't we see the Elks win in Winnipeg in the preseason game? And we listened to it. That was the one we listened to.
Yeah, and we were like very surprised about it. But you never know. And it's also kind of like it's one of those instances that if you are getting your, practice roster or your secondaries, your tertiaries or whatever, in here, they're really playing all out.
Well, because they're fighting for a job.
Exactly.
Right?
They really want to showcase well. They want to do well. So it might make for a really exciting game.
I believe so. It might. And hey, if the Edmonton Elks can find a win against a Nathan Rourke-ish led team, right? We really don't know. I mean, I don't think I've even looked at BC's backups.
No.
Does preseason matter? No. Like the score doesn't matter.
Just has fun, okay.
You know what? I'm actually going to retract the statement I made earlier. You are allowed to say that because it is preseason. That's why we like going to preseason games. You don't get stressed. You're not like, this team, if they lose and if they win, you're like, yeah, we won. I don't even care if it's preseason. We still got to win.
I still think that it's important, though, because you definitely want to come out with a win. Because that just will add a little bit of momentum. It will add excitement.
Yeah, but
in the locker room, it will add some really good vibes that they could perhaps use.
It makes Ed Hervey and Mark Killam's job harder, though.
Well, sure, because now there's extra pressure that you have to keep going. But I mean,
balance that. Exactly. These guys want to make the team, right? So, especially with wide receivers and how many the Edmonton Elks have, how do you pick just? What is it, 6 or 7?
I'm interested to see the quarterback situation. I'm interested to see who plays and how they play. So I'll be keeping an eye on that.
Well, I think we might see all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Right. We may see all 4 of them in game action for that game.
I swear to God, if we get somebody else that just goes off the same way that Trey Ford went off and we have another situation like that, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, at this point we would be looking at Taylor Powell or Cole Snyder. I don't know if Zabrowski's necessarily going to make the team, but I think our 3 will be Cody Fajardo, Taylor Powell, and Cole Snyder. And Cole Snyder's done a great job in securing his role at 3, but who knows, he could be beat out, right?
Are we gonna have a short yardage?
Cole Snyder will most likely be short yardage.
Because he wasn't doing a lot of that last year.
Well, maybe Cody Fajardo also calls quarterback keeper and keeps it himself. And that's within Cody to call that as well.
Right. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, that's probably the position that I'm the most interested
to quarterback.
Keep track of.
I think for me it's wide receiver for obvious reasons. I mean, Carter Kettle.
Well, there's just so many of them.
There is.
And there's good talent. It's
amazing talent. It'll be interesting to see the injury report that will come out tomorrow as well, along with the depth chart. The injury report, there won't be because it's preseason. There's no injury report.
You don't get injured in preseason?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to do the report, I don't think. Otherwise, we would have already seen one.
Right.
Right? So It'll just
Yeah,
be
let's
interesting to see what the depth chart says, to
Mhm.
see where everybody slots. And I think tomorrow's first depth chart day. Oh my
Mm.
God. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, CFL football is so back. All right. How about
Yeah.
we give everybody. Oh, wait. Before we do that, actually, sorry. Score prediction. What do you got?
No, I don't know.
Score
I don't do
prediction.
this. I think it's bad luck. So you go ahead.
You know what? It's preseason. Score predictions will be reserved for the regular season games because really these games are unpredictable. The results don't matter.
Yeah.
Like Katherine said, everybody's just there to have fun. Just like we're having fun right now with you all on the Elks Call. This is the Elks Herd, and this is an Edmonton Sports Update. Edmonton Elks Training Camp is underway this weekend. The Elks start their preseason in Langford, BC against the Lions at Starlight Stadium. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. Mountain. That's preseason game 1. The Edmonton Stingers were in action last Saturday, defeating the Vancouver Bandits at the Edmonton Expo Center by a score of 91-78. They'll visit the Bandits once again this Saturday. Both teams 1-1. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. Mountain. Don't forget that Love Pro Wrestling has events every month, with their next event at the Rec Room South Common on May 28th, with tickets as low as $10 for Sky High Talent. You don't want to miss out on Love Pro Wrestling. And in June, Love Pro Wrestling will be the first promotion to hold an event at Meet since PWA many years ago. WWE talent will be in the house. Tickets and meet and greet packages on sale now. We're the Elks Herd. You're up to date.
Oh, every time.
Shout out to the viewers. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out you. Shout out you. This is the Elks Call. You're rocking with the Elks Herd. All right. Next up, let's play a game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. This is Green or Gold, our take on Hot or Not. Green or Gold is brought to you by Lather. Smell damn bold with Canadian-made soaps and more. The Elks Call is happy to have Lather back on the roster, and we know you will too. If you'd like to save 20% off on Canadian-made hygiene products, which Katherine is very thrilled that I use.
Yeah, they smell good.
Use code Shotgun20.
I use them too, by the way.
You do actually, yeah.
And it does smell good.
It smells damn good. Smells damn good. Save damn money. If anybody ever wants to see what these massive bars actually look like.
Yeah, they last quite a bit too. Oh, and our boys use them too.
They actually use this one right here, Cotton Candy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking for this everlasting deodorant that gets mentioned on this show, it's right here. So that's Lather.
For whenever your friend Nathan comes in, it's a new one. It's not the same one. It's brand new. We'll see how long it lasts.
Look at that. We could actually do a whole test here. Look at this.
You know, like the influencers do, you know, for size reference. Yeah.
At least we're not going like this. Anyways, okay. Once again, that's Shotgun 20 if you'd like some lather. Smell damn good, save damn money. Go check them out, lather.com. LATHR.com. All right, green or gold, we're going to bring up a topic or item. If you like it, you're going to vote gold. If you don't like it, you're going to vote green. Herd chat, you know what to do. Blow it up. Throw your vote in to the herd chat to have your vote and your voice, HERD, herd. All right, topic number 1, which is preseason game 1 in the remote, or not necessarily remote, but a different.
I don't know where Langford is.
Langford, BC. It is on Vancouver Island. So preseason game 1 on Vancouver Island. What are your thoughts?
How far is it from?
Well, you have to jump on a ferry. It takes about 4 hours to get there, 4 or 5 hours to get there. Yeah.
Okay. How big is it? How big is Langford?
Not that big.
Is it for every? Sorry, I don't know my BC geography around here. The only place that I've been to in BC is Princeton, right before it went on fire, and Vancouver for once for the Grey Cup.
Got dark.
So- that was when all the BC fires were happening. But anyway, so I don't know my geography. So the only question that I have is like, how accessible is it to everybody in BC? Like, is it a smart place to have it?
That's the green or gold about it.
I don't know.
Do you like it or do you not? Do you like the idea of it?
I've never been there. Okay, I'm gonna say gold.
Okay.
Gold. Mostly because I do like the idea of having it in tiny little towns that people go to visit.
Yeah,
right?
that's kind of what the question was.
The idea is yes, but to be honest, I have no idea if it's like how much of a smart decision it is, if it's not necessarily accessible for a whole bunch of people to go. So I don't know. But.
Yeah, I as somebody that has been to Vancouver Island, I'm not a big fan of Vancouver Island. I'm actually going to say green. I'm sure, like Game Day Baby here says, he says gold for the Island fans, and that is fair, right? That does give extra exposure, say for the BC Lions. Probably good for their club. For the Double E, I don't like them going there. I'm a Double E fan. I don't care for them to go there. Vancouver Island Airport in Victoria it's a little.
So
is it directly? No, it's about 15 minutes outside of Victoria, but it's close to there. It's in between like the ferry and.
It's the only way to get to this island through ferry.
Ferry or plane.
Oh, so
there is an airport. Yeah, okay. But the airport is south of Victoria.
Okay.
One road in, one road out. Everywhere in the island is one road in, one road out. So it's not even necessarily overly excited. Like it might actually cause traffic for the island for Saturday. Like they might have unusual traffic, and it's because there's a football game, a CFL football game for there. So
why would they choose Langford, BC, instead of any other place in BC that they could have chosen?
Well, they do training camp in Kamloops. I'll say this: Amar Doman is great at getting exposure out there for the BC Lions. Like as an owner, he makes some pretty smart moves. As an Elks fan, I don't really care for this move. It's great. But as somebody that can appreciate business, yes, I like the move. But as somebody that already doesn't like the island, has already driven through snowstorms, all sorts of adverse weather on that island, summer and winter. I just I already don't like Vancouver Island, and throwing the Double E out there, I hope they make it back okay.
Well, we should go one day because I've never been on a ferry. So
you don't like the water, but
I don't. No, that'd be scary.
The ferry experience is pretty cool.
No.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified.
That's actually
There's nothing more scary than the thought of being in a car on water. So
could do the big round trip. Okay, next question here is CFL Plus Jumbotron feeds for preseason games. Is it a green or is it a gold? So specifically, to kind of explain this one a little bit more, is it like do you think that using the Jumbotron feed with the combination of the home radio feed, do you like that?
No.
So
it's
you're green.
Yeah, I would say green.
Okay.
I don't think I like it. I think that they should have some sort of production for it, even if it's like crappy.
Right.
TSN
should do something more for this.
Not full on TSN production of a game, but just something, even if it's on one of their auxiliary channels that they have.
TSN the Ocho.
Maybe that one. But I feel like Jumbotron feed with audio from the stadium is just going to be horrible.
Well, the radio, it's from the local radio. Oh, yeah, but from the stadium, basically. Yeah.
So I feel like it may just not be the greatest.
Well, we watch it every year, and we've done this together. We've listened strictly on radio, right?
And I hate it every single time.
Yeah, so you really don't like radio.
No, I can't focus enough. I need to be watching something. It's just
Game Day Baby does agree with you. He does say green TSN needs to do more.
I do think so. I mean, it's still preseason. I mean, look at other leagues. The NHL, they televise every single preseason game. It's still important. And it's not like we have a full, like, 2-3 weeks of preseason games. It's just a couple. It's
Well, it is
per
three.
team,
It
but
is
it
3
is
weeks, but
yeah.
it's not like a game every second day or whatever,
No,
right? I
no,
get
no,
what you're
no.
saying.
So I feel like it's doable. I feel like they can, increase production, make it a little bit better for the
Mhm.
experience than just a radio feed.
That's fair. No, I can appreciate it. I'm gonna say gold. Gold. And the reason why I'm saying gold is because I love radio, I love listening to the games, and I love the Jumbotron feed. I get excited about it every time. I'm also a big fan of the preseason games in general. Just you get so excited. It's not like that halfway through the season where you're like, oh, like, well, depending how your team's doing too, right? But if production issues happen middle of the season, that's definitely bad. If it happens on this Jumbotron feed, who cares? So
Could be better.
I don't know.
As Game Day Baby says, heck, NFL televises the schedule. Like,
Yeah,
just
Ken. He's right. He's
something.
right. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Good thing we're not monetizing.
I guess, can you use it?
I
Okay.
don't know.
All right. Fun episode tonight. Thank you for participating, everybody. For our final segment tonight, we had to bring back another the fan favorite. It's the fan forum. It is the namesake of this show. This fan forum is brought to you by Argos Fancast. I'm sorry, Clay, Will, and Sir Doug. Will, who we just spoke to. They just recorded tonight.
Yeah.
So very excited. They are here on Shotgun Sports Network. They live here with us now. We all live here together at Shotgun Sports Network. In this segment, we talk about the hottest topics surrounding the Edmonton Elks and the CFL world as a whole. Heard chat for the last time tonight. You know what to do. Let's blow it up. Get your comments and questions into the herd chat, and we will get them onto the show. Question number 1. Let's open it up. Let's open up this fan forum. Edmonton Elks president and CEO Chris Morris has announced via radio that the Elks in the city of Edmonton are planning to put a dome and performance center at Clark Stadium in order to utilize Clark to the fullest and to offer a community piece. So kind of multi-purpose, right? Use it year-round, have the community in there, but also make it available to the Elks. So is this like do we have anything negative to say about this? Does this come too late? Does this come too early? Or does this come right on time?
I mean, I think if we were to think of a negative, is where is it going to go, and is it going to affect everything else that is happening during the season? I think that would be because really, when it comes down to it, right? And if they don't have enough space to train, and if they don't have enough space for a performance center and to rehabilitate or even just train, really, even in season or off season, if they really don't have enough space, then they need more space. That's what it comes down to. But I think it's just a matter of where is it going to be? Where is it going to be being built? Where is it being built? When? And is it going to affect the regular
Well, it's
season?
right at Clark Field.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's right there.
But when are they planning on doing this?
Well, they're right now in feasibility studies.
Okay.
So
it's not going to happen for a while.
No, I would say probably in 5 years, right? I mean, at least the thought is there now.
Yeah.
Right? And I do think that the EE have been trending that direction. I think with the offices being changed over to a private gym for the Edmonton Elks, like that was a big step in what they're moving towards. And I think also maybe putting that out there, showing City of Edmonton, look, this is like the direction that we're trending. This is what we want to do. If we want our team to be competitive, then we need.
If you want to keep us in your building.
I'm not going to get into the minutia of that right now, but I will say that they are putting that foot forward. And I think what was really interesting, it was on a local radio station here that we saw this. I think you can go online and go find that information. But I think what's also really interesting about this is the fact that the Edmonton Elks are willing to foot some of the bill for this.
Mhm.
The Thompson family is willing
Mhm.
to put some money in, which
Mhm.
this would mark the first time, at least in a very long time, and especially the first time under private ownership, that the Double E are putting money into that ground.
Well, and that kind of, really brings the topic of, will there be another stadium being built, another CFL stadium being built? So if you think about this rationally, if they're putting the money in the same spot that they're currently in, just expanding it, well, chances are they're going to stay there.
Yeah, really interesting. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Game Day Baby does say they need this. Just would miss Clark Park as it stands. Of course, Clark Park is legendary, but the fact that they're still repurposing it, which there's no team going in there.
Yeah.
I do wonder if we will. Yeah, let's talk about the stadium thing. Let's talk. So, Commonwealth Stadium does come under scrutiny rather frequently for its age, right? It's getting close to 50 years old. It's still a premier stadium in Canada. It's still the biggest stadium in Canada. Even once the Big O opens up, we'll see if that does change. But does this performance center squash rumors of a new stadium, or does it actually fuel it? Because any new stadium would presumably be soccer, right? Like at this point.
But even then, why would you think that a new stadium would be built if they're already, putting millions of dollars into building a performance center in?
That's what I'm saying. Like, for football, this says that the Edmonton Elks aren't looking to move out for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. So if there is a new stadium, I don't think that it would be football.
No.
But Dudley, if it I think it squashes those rumors for the Edmonton Elks. I don't think it squashes it for maybe another sport, but I think it definitely squashes it for the Elks for the time being.
And I mean, you could think also about, let's say, the costs, right? Even if you think about this right now, the Elks are obviously incurring costs for being at Commonwealth in itself in the building. They have their offices there, as you mentioned, that maybe we might be seeing some movement there. They have to pay the fees for the facilities for training and all of that good stuff.
They pay rent,
Of course. So if you take that away and move it to the performance center that they own and just kind of rent Commonwealth during the games, just for the game purposes itself, and that's it, maybe that is savings.
You know what? I never even thought about that. That's actually a really good point. I do wonder now. Yeah, if maybe that's going to be part of. So then they're using that facility, and if the Thompson family owns part of that facility, and that's where they're doing most of their training and whatnot.
Yeah, then they don't need Commonwealth anymore, but then they can just rent Commonwealth Stadium for the games. Or I don't know how that works, but maybe that's a long-term plan for cost savings.
I think that might be a cost savings piece, right? It also depends too. And I know that performance centers are becoming more and more popular in professional sports. If you take a look at any other league or many other teams, even let's say the NHL, you look at Florida. A lot of people know Florida as having a fantastic practice facility. And it's state of the art. It's amazing. It looks like a hockey rink, for crying out loud. Like it looks like a mini stadium or something, right? The complex itself, it's a whole performance complex for hockey players. It's insane, right? And of course you can rent out that ice, the community can rent out the ice and whatnot. And that's kind of what the Edmonton Elks are doing here. What if this creates a trend for the CFL, and now we see a lot more performance centers outside of the main stadium, because the stadium should also be sacred too. The stadium, especially Commonwealth, you're inside Commonwealth and you're practicing and it's staring down on you. I'm pretty sure even the Green Bay Packers, I don't know if they practice full time in Lambeau. Right. I think they have their own. Most stadiums, and most stadiums in the States, they have a training facility right beside the stadium.
Right.
Why? Because that stadium should be reserved for game day. It should be reserved for the special feeling and all of that. Sure, promo and all this other stuff, but you should have a separate facility, and especially one that is specialized in getting these guys as game ready as possible.
Well, and it doesn't have to be just for football. I mean, if I'm part of the Thompson family and are able to create a state-of-the-art performance center, it could go beyond football and be available for other teams and other leagues to be able to use that.
And that's
the
exactly what they're
off-season,
doing, yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I think it's smart. I think it is something that will go well. It's just going to be interesting seeing how that translates into business moves within Commonwealth and what happens there. But
also, it gets pretty darn cold. So it gets pretty darn cold, and I do not doubt that walk would be.
Yeah, and even then, like I know now they have their own little training area within the stadium that they just did a whole bunch of renovations and added a whole bunch of equipment. But I know, like at some point, you really are fighting the public from Commonwealth Rec Center for a lot of the training areas within, right? But it's I feel like there's just a lot. Maybe it's very multi-purpose within the rec center and all of that is not necessarily sports focused. So which a performance center would fix that?
But the Edmonton Elks shouldn't be sharing a gym. Like, your team should not be sharing a gym with the public.
No.
And I think that's kind of where we're going with this as well, is now's the time for this team to have their own dedicated facilities, especially when they need it at their own discretion instead of, having to fight the public for it, like you said. So, really good. Really, really good. I'm excited for that one.
All speculations at this point. We will see.
It did come from Chris Morris. So we will say Chris Morris did throw that out there, but it's also in the discovery phase and feasibility phase as well. So very exciting. And I'd love to go take a peek at it whenever it does get built. But as we know,
a little while.
Things don't happen as fast as we
well,
hope,
I don't know. If you're a builder of apartment buildings around the city, they go pretty damn quick. But anyways.
All right. And like that, we are going to go ahead and close the fan forum. Everybody, what a fantastic episode today. Probably one of the most fun episodes I've had in a hot minute. Really good. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, listening in to the Elks Call. Big shout out go check us out on YouTube, which is Shotgun Sports Network LTD, and then of course wherever you get your podcast, you can find the Elks Call out there. Please give us a like, subscribe, and favorite buttons if you enjoyed today's episode. Big shout out to Will Gertler for swinging by the show. That was an absolute blast with him. He's hilarious. Go check out Argos Fancast, give them a like, follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well. And like that, we have reached the very end. My name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X.
And I'm Katherine.
This was the Elks Call. We are the Elks Herd, and we will catch everybody on the next episode. Thanks again, everyone.
Have a good night.
Cheers.